How you guys doing? It's Seb here. In this episode, we're going to talk about PES 2020 myClub Sim mode or Coach mode. Now, if you're new, first of all, you don't know what it is, you simply hit the help button right here and it will tell you what Sim Match is. You can just read it out. By the way, the help button is on your PS4 pad. Just hit it and you can read about it. Of course, I'm going to explain it. We're going to go through some tips how to win more matches. If you're also confused about the other thing, which is called the cloud match, you set up your team, make sure every player has 5 contracts, and even when your console is off, your team plays in a cloud mode basically. That helps as well. Occasionally you get some GP for it. But anyway, now a lot of us play the sim mode a lot. There are 2 ways you can use sim. Either way you pick, you will still get some GP. But if you're using sim to farm GP, like to get, you're basically just playing to get GP more. Obviously, the higher your team strength, the more GP you get. But if you're playing for wins, that you want to win more, and if you want to manage your team properly, want to climb the ranking, then you gotta use 1-star team. Now, don't get me wrong, even when you use a 1-star team, obviously you can still win, you can still get GP. But for a 1-star team, I usually get between just about 2,500 GP or less. But obviously, if you use a 5-star team, you will get more GP. Sometimes you get 3,800 per games, but you don't win much in a 5-star team. But however, I'm gonna give, regarding using the 5-star team to get more GP, to farm GP, it's gonna be another video. For this one, now, before when I completely jump into it, I want to tell you one thing. Now, first of all, this is the team that I use for Sim, and currently I'm in top 100. Now, I could have been in top 30 or 40 if I didn't test out some managers so I can make a video for you guys. Now, back in the day before myClub, we had Sim as well. Back in MLO days, which was Master League Online, similar to myClub. Back in the day, like tactics and picking the right players, picking the right formation really did matter. I'm not saying right now, since myClub, a little bit of a tactical plan, picking the right formation, that still counts. Picking the right players, picking the right formation, it still matters. But there is still some randomness in a way. And I'll tell you why. Now, why do you think everybody in the top rank is using a 1-star team? Because when you use a 1-star team, you're going to create a maintained 1-star team. Picking some silver, bronze, and white ball gems who have player comb style playing cards, etc. And the reason why you win more, because you have a maintained 1-star team and you get matched against teams with a full white balls like default myClub players. That's one of the main reasons you win more. But of course, picking the right managers and the players, that does matter. But it's not as tactical as it used to be. So, what do you need to do? Now, first of all, in my opinion, one of the best managers that I've been consistent with on myClub, Fernando Santos, obviously. The other managers that I was pretty consistent was Luis Lopez Caro. This formation as well. Whether you use Lopez Caro or Gueva, this formation can be effective. But in my opinion, for consistency, you need a frontline pressure aggressive manager. And if you don't like your team passing around too much, maybe get a counter manager. But in my opinion, being frontline pressure aggressive really does matter. You want to suffocate those 1-star teams with the default myClub ball players. Usually they do have like one superstar that could change games as well. The other manager I was successful with was Thomas Tuchel. Don't worry, probably on your list will have a fake name, PSG manager. And Pep Guardiola was quite decent as well. Obviously, I didn't use 2 AMFs. I used DMF, CMF, AMF. But currently the most consistent manager I found out is Fernando Santos. That's because it's blood pumping counter, it's high defensive line, high compactness, frontline pressure, and aggressive. Now, the key is I don't really get these players from auction house. Every time I play a game, I open these free scouts. Obviously, every time you play a game, for those of you who don't know, I simply just come here, 1-star. I don't combine them in a way, unless I'm sure that I'm going to get somebody good. Now, you got to gather these players. You got to pick players from here randomly. You got to have a little bit of a good knowledge about player abilities. Like if you're looking for a center back, obviously you want to look for somebody whether it's bronze or white or silver, low rated silver, by the way. I don't use silver players because they get rated. Now, for example, we have a defensive midfielder. He's not that tall. That's number 1. Number 2, he does have playing style card, which is the Destroyer. But what you want to look for is calm play style card. That's what's more important for Sim. Let's see if he's got any. He's only got incisive run. It's not too bad. At the moment, I do need a defensive midfielder. However, for a bronze ball, I mean, literally this year, some of the bronze balls are like silver balls. He's got decent passing. What do you want from defensive midfielder? He's got decent passing. Speed is alright. Kick and power. Physical contact. He's going to be strong off the ball. Not so strong on the ball. Stamina is good. He's got great aggression and ball winning for a defensive midfielder. And he's got decent form. So this guy, I'm going to lock him and he's going to stay. And he's going to join our team. So that's how I scout players from that's how I scout players from the scout agent in a way. I just picked out players. I mean, for strikers, you got to think about it. What do you want from a striker? Pace is important. Finishing is important on sim. Those two things are very, very important. For your midfielders, obviously right now I'm using a box-to-box, I'm using an anchor man, and I'm using a box-to-box. These are very, very important. For my centre-backs, obviously I look for a centre-back tall, strong, and reasonably good work rate. A centre-back having a decent ball control and low passing, that is just a bonus. But on sim, obviously it matters to have a tall and strong and a fast and rapid one. Like for example, this guy is only a white ball. But if you're checking out for a white ball player, I mean, he's only level 18, right? He's got decent pace, that is important. And he's got long ranger pinpoint crossing, which matters as well. But what you want to look for example, this guy Haves right here. He's got trickster, early cross, long ball express. So what you want to look for is to have a playing, calm playing style cards. Pick players with that as well. If he has amazing abilities and he doesn't have calm playing style card, that's exceptional. But usually calm playing style cards is important. And with Santos, you want to make a squad with either a destroyer or an anchor man in two sides box to box. If you're losing, put a whole player on instead of box to box. You need some decent fullbacks, reasonably good dribbling. Your key players are your goalkeeper, a finisher, a passer, and of course a decent centre back. So these are your top 4 players. For example, for me, Malin is a normal silver ball. He's my top scorer on sim. So it is important for you to have a decent goalkeeper. I'm using a bronze goalkeeper because this guy is pretty much a gem. He's got low punt. I mean, for the bronze goalkeeper, he's got decent status. But if you don't have a good goalkeeper, use a low-rated silver goalkeeper as long as your team strength is 1-star team. If you want to win more, obviously I'm still getting a lot of GP. I get like 2,300, 400 per game. And I win majority of my games. I think I draw a lot of games at the beginning because I was trying to test everything out before I make a video for you guys. Even on the bench, like for example, this guy right here, Rodrigo. What I do, when I sign a new player, I pay attention to his average rating. Obviously, I will check it right here. Average rating, he played 11 games, scored 7 goals. His average rating is 6.65. Now, for a striker, if he played 10 games, didn't score at least 5, he's out. But obviously, I'll wait till his familiarities get solid with the managers, because when you just sign a player newly, you gotta wait to play a little bit more games, or you can apply tactical training so that player will eventually, with his familiarity with the manager will go up. So because that matters in a sim mode, if your team spirit is low as well, it's not gonna work out very well, not consistently. So that's pretty much about the sim mode, guys. If you want to play for win ratio, I mean, right now I'm just really liking this team. When I edit, I just play, obviously. But for the next video, I'm going to show you guys quickly how to get GP fast, like continuous ways to get GP. In sim mode is going to be one of the ways. And I want to give you a little bit of information quickly. If you're playing to farm GP, obviously you're going to fill your bench with superstars and use shitty white balls that you're going to release and not renew contract, and then replace them with scout, because when you play games, you get more scouts. A lot of you already know about that. But in the next video, I'm going to talk about several methods that will help you out to get more GP. Now, one more thing that before you jump into the game, if you come here, you got to make sure to set up your set piece takers. Like, make sure the player who has captaincy, give him the captaincy. Make sure to have your set piece takers all set up. Second free kick taker, I'm going to put him. Left corner kick, I want Rashford to be there. PK taker. And players join attack, I select both of my center backs. But I usually don't do that because I want to see which players are fit. I do that when I go into the game. Now, remember, like during the game, you can set, not during the game, but if you're away from your computer and you just want the computer to do everything for you, you can obviously set your substitution to flexible. What that does, every time a player gets tired, the computer will make a substitution for you. As long as you have your players in order, like defender, center back, fullback, DMF, CMF, AMF, LMF, RMF, and then wing forwards. And obviously you can set these to automatic as well. I usually just turn them off really. Attack defense level, I don't use that kind of stuff. I find it not to be that consistent. Sometimes your team could be losing and you're still on blue, stuck on blue. So that's one of the things as well. Obviously during gameplay, you can change your game mentality to blue, to red. You can switch your tactic if you have a assistant coach. I don't use it when I do that. You can make a quick substitution as well. Game mentality is important. Usually if I am leading and it's minute 70, I go 1 bar blue. From balance to defensive. After minute 85, if I am leading, I will go all out defense, basically double tapping the D-pad, go all the way blue. If I'm losing, I'll go gegenpress and red mentality. Usually I actually start with red mentality, not all out attack, just 1 bar. From balance, the white one is balance, and then you go attack and all out attack, and then balance, and then you go defensive, and then all out defense. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like, share, and subscribe. I got more videos for you coming. Being Sep. Till next time. Ciao for now.